Because I wanted to go over an example, defend an example for you on how I use teammate contain. Now, teammate contain is something that I don't advise using unless you know what you're doing. Look, I run out my defenders like a madman with teammate contain, and you might even see pro players do it. But the truth is, you have to know how to use teammate contain. Now, I can tell you statistically, if you're watching this and you're not in the league division, use teammate contain, you are going to concede. Unless you know how to use teammate contain properly, I can tell you, statistically speaking, I know that even though teammate contain, it might help you, 99% of the players, they use it at the wrong time. So when you use teammate contain, you hold the R1 button, you're basically applying additional pressure. You can see, for example, like here. But the key thing is you need to know when to let go of teammate contain. So for example, like here, right? When the ball gets played and the ball goes around like so, when the ball gets through here, I lose the ball, right? Then what I do is I always control the main player myself. I don't rely on AI. The reason people concede is, and you can check this, I promise you, watch your gameplay back, you'll see like they use the teammate contain button with this player. That's not the play. The back line you should not be using teammate contain with. If you are, you need to know what you're doing. So for example, like here, I'm applying teammate contain because I don't want this player. So like in this situation here, like just for example, just in this phase over here, I'm controlling the main center back here, but I'm also applying teammate contain. So I'm stopping that ball from going towards this player because when you apply the R1 teammate contain, the player goes towards the ball always, okay? So I'm blocking that angle out. And I know I've got a defender here at the back. Then you can see I'm holding teammate contain. Then I let go because I want to know now go and close this player out. But again, I'm holding teammate contain because I know realistically, if this ball goes through, this defender's already out of place. I'm asking the player to basically run down like this to stop the ball going upwards to this player. And I'm also closing out the play on the left-hand side. But note, the main defensive area, I'm always controlling myself. You see that? So I'm like here. So you can see I'm doing a teammate contain. Now let go, teammate contain. Now watch here. I know the danger is the middle area. So you can see, look, I'm flicking between, look, I'm flicking between teammate contain. And I'm bringing the player closer, bringing the player closer. Now I'm controlling that player. Now I see that player's turned away. Now I select, for example, another player. And you can see like here, I'm covering the angle. Then I'm applying teammate contain. So I'm stopping Griezmann from going forward here and turn the ball around. Then when Griezmann passes the ball away, then I switch back and I'm running back as fast as I can as possible because I still need to run back. Using teammate contain now, it's not. I don't need to run back first. Then I switch to a player, for example, like here. And that way, this player can occupy the wing player with teammate contain. And then I can control the main situation over here with Patrick Guijarro. But you see, I don't just... You see, the letting go of the R1 button here is important. And then I start running back, managing to cover as much space and ground as I can. And then I offload the teammate contain to that player. And then with Patrick Guijarro, as you can see at the bottom, I'm then controlling the passing option to these areas over here. So when you are using teammate contain, you need to know how to do it. This would be more of a conservative, but also risky approach. But you need to understand, okay, when do I go full send and when do I not? Do you want to get better at FC25? Now, before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you join my FC school and you didn't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? I can say this because I've been running my FC school for many, many years and thousands of students join and even stay on. We go over complete in-depth gameplay tutorials showing you both the theory of something and the gameplay examples using real-life examples in a structured format that's like a course. The videos on a systematic learning system teaching you everything from the core mechanics, the basics to the meta so you can get better as a whole with explanations that go beyond the scope of my YouTube channel. FC School has already started with every single tactical layout, focuses, meta cards, and learn the meta before it even becomes the meta. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better at FC25, patreon.com/nilguides, or click the link down below. Now, when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos, more than my YouTube channel, in fact, with new videos on FC25 getting constantly added so you'll never run out of content. The biggest mistake people do is they spend thousands of dollars on FP points every year thinking this will make them better, but it won't. But now it's time for you to make that change. Don't forget, if you don't get better after 1 month, just send me a message and I'll refund your money. That's the Nil Guides guarantee. Links down below in the description, patreon.com/nilguides. So I'm going to show you another example here. You can see the ball gets distributed, for example, here, and I'm applying teammate contain to close the angles out, right? And you see like here, I'm doing an offside trap just to bring my defense. Again, this offside trap is not used here. So in case you're wondering, this offside trap here is not to... It's not because I know if the pass is made now, the ball is going to still be going in behind. It's just out of habit to bring my defensive line forward. That's what it basically is. Ignore that for a second, right? Then you can see, look here. I'm now using teammate contain, but you see, if I keep holding teammate contain, then this player over here is going to go run forward, and my opponent can do a lob through ball in behind. So you see, you got to know when to use it and how long to hold it for. You can see like now, my player is now getting dangerously close now to going in front. See? So now I'm taking a risk because I know here that I've got one player here and one player here. It's a very, very risky approach. I shouldn't be doing this, but I want to show an extreme example about how I do it. I don't mind if I go 14-1 instead of 15-0. I don't care. This is the way that I want to play. But I'm being like here I'm applying teammate contain. I'm closing the angle out, pushing the player away. And then you can see also what I'm doing is I'm then using Van der Ven and then I'm dragging him back because now I know I'm getting outnumbered. So although I do take a risky approach to teammate contain when I'm applying pressure, I like to apply as much pressure as I can to then win the ball back. Now in situations where, for example, I'm the final defender, that's when I'm very, very conservative. So you can see, for example, here, I lose the ball and you can see, look here. Now note, I'm not the last player. You see how I'm controlling this player, the last defender, I'm controlling the player. And what I'm using is I'm controlling the last defender, but I'm using teammate contain to aid me. So you can see like here, I'm running back now. So I'm deliberately running back with this player. So Tonali is close to Salah. That way, when I switch back to the main defender, I'm now applying teammate contain. And what I'm doing is I'm basically sandwiching my opponent. So effectively, see if I can draw this out properly. I'm forcing my opponent to go and turn away inside. I want him to turn away inside so Tonali can then apply teammate contain from behind and win the ball back. The safe thing for my opponent to do will be a ball roll and turn the ball away. I want my opponent to go away from goal. That's the danger area. So you can see like here, with Tonali running towards the ball cat, I'm slowing my opponent down. See, look, see, I'm overcommitting, not over here. I'm overcommitting on this side. So I'm forcing him inwards because I know Tonali's going to come in close. Then when Tonali comes in close, then I push him away. Now you see why the teammate contain is very, very important at this situation is it alters how my opponent will think. Because now if my opponent wants to take a touch away, that way he can't. So I'm forcing him to go into that gap, upwards. Then when I see the timing is right, then I combine together and I sandwich my opponent in it and I get the ball. But you see, the main defender, the last defender, I'm always controlling myself. So I'm going to show you another example. You can see my opponent gets a kick, a bit of teammate contain, use it inside the box. I bring the ball going forward, I do a 1-2, and I'm setting I turn on a run. I'm doing a precision through ball here, and then I'm doing a precision lob pass. Here I'm just practicing my precision lob passes. I don't really use it that much, but I'm just practicing my precision lob passes. I get this. Now watch this, right? Watch this. The ball's down the wing, right? Now what the most obvious mistake I see is here, yeah? People, they keep holding teammate contain. You see that? So like here at this point, if I keep holding teammate contain, this player's going to run it behind, but you have to, this is why I say use fast defenders. So at least if you make a mistake, you can recover. Can you go ahead and use someone like a Saliba? Yes, they're going to be very, very good. But maybe someone like Van der Ven, as I said to you, the reason why I prefer Van der Ven over, look, I'm sure for 99% of players, Saliba is better. But for my style of play, I take this risky approach. So you can see like here, when I know I'm the final defender, I'm running back myself to win the ball back with Koundé. And you need to know, I know, for example, I can defend that way. But you see like here, when I lose the ball, watch. I'm applying teammate contain, try to press the ball. I'm trying to close out this passing lane here. So I'm applying the teammate contain. Unfortunately, the ball goes away. Normally, 9 times out of 10, I'll try to get the ball there. If I 50% chance I might win the ball back there. Then you can see like here. So I'm applying a bit of pressure to scare my opponent, almost scare him, right? You see my opponent turns away, they don't. And I'm applying teammate contain. And I'm almost, the reason why I did this deliberately is I'm baiting my opponent. I'm trying to make them think, oh, I'm running towards you. But then you see, look, with the main player, see the main defender here, I'm running back myself. But this way, I can run back and defend the angle towards goal, run to where the ball's going to be, and I can use another player to apply teammate contain. You see that? And you can see I know Koundé's got the pace, and I got the recovery. Now, if the pass went over here in this area, then I know Van der Ven literally can just go up and swipe the ball. It's a 1v1, and I'll win the ball back. But the main thing to take away here is always control the main defender yourself. Now, having said that, I'm not always using teammate contain like a madman. If I'm try-harding, for example, I'm using teammate contain to press the ball, but on the defensive end, I'm a bit more conservative. You can see, for example, like here, I'm using teammate contain, and I'm basically showing my presence, but you can see I know when to run back. So you can see like here, I'm using teammate contain to close the angles out, to close the gaps, to apply pressure, but I'm controlling the main defensive areas myself. But I'm just using teammate contain to bring the player close, and I'm just using it to basically double up on my opponent. So we can go back here and watch from the beginning. The last example I want to show you, and you can see a lot of these examples on my FC score. In fact, I got a 3-hour video on my FC score that I made a few years ago about how to press at a high level using ball relative or player relative and teammate contain. So you can see, for example, like here, I was a bit late, but I should have been quicker, but I tried to run as fast as I can. So I tried to cover that angle out and tried to cover that one. I didn't make so. So you can see, look, I'm already applying teammate contain. I think this player was lobbing the ball a lot of the time. So I've already put Foden there. Then you can see, look here. You can see my opponent does it. I think the entire game, this opponent was lobbing the ball from side to side. That's why I put Foden there. Then you can see, look here with Foden, I'm just going backward just in case. Then you can see with Neymar, I'm applying teammate contain, but I'm also running down. So I'm doing two things at once. I'm running down with this player, and I'm closing the gap, and I win the ball back. And unfortunately, the ball rebounds. I read my opponent. Don't forget, with 81 minutes here, I'm also knowing and judging my opponent by how they play the entire game. But you see here, I lose the ball. Then you see the same thing here. I'm using teammate contain. I'm going to show my presence. Now, I know there's a passing option in there, so I tried to cut that angle. I was actually a bit too slow with Tonali. I should have gone a bit more to the left, actually. You can see that here. I should have gone a bit more to the left as opposed... So you can see, like here, I should have gone to where the ball's going to be, not where the ball is. I should have probably intersected there and then went to apply pressure. But it's okay. I was off a little bit. I trust myself. But again, using teammate contain, I'm using the teammate contain here. Now, if there was another player, let's say, for example, like this, I will not be using teammate contain with that player. But you can see I'm using teammate contain, controlling the main defensive area myself, and I'm getting back. Then you can see I'm letting the play reset. Then I'm Tonali, and I'm also running back here with Bon Mati. So I'm trying to close up the gap there, and I'm also trying to close up the gaps over here. Do you see like that with teammate contain? Then I'm switching to Tonali because I know there's a through ball in behind imminent. So I'm getting ready. I'm also getting ready to left back as well. And you see I'm still holding teammate contain, but you see how I'm passing responsibility on. I'm basically running back with Bon Mati, then switching. So now she's the one that's applying teammate contain, and I can maintain defense stability. Then you can see here I'm going and being a bit aggressive with Guijarro. I get taken this time. That's fine. Then you can see now I trust myself on defense end. You can see like here, I'm playing an offside trap, pushing that player going forward, keeping that defensive line forward. Now Dembele's got the ball. I'm still applying teammate contain. Now with Patri, and again, because there's no one, if this player was over here, I will not be doing teammate contain. But because there's no one there, I can apply teammate contain. And again, I'm squeezing my opponent. I know realistically here, the only passing option is like this. So you can try to see I'm trying to close the gap as much as possible. But Van der Ven being as tall as he is, but I'm also with teammate contain trying to close this gap. So you see I'm trying to squeeze my opponent into these areas, forcing my opponent to get the ball. And you can see very, very unluckily here, I didn't actually get the ball. Just a bit of unlucky, bit of missed timing from my end. I was probably got caught out by the skill move there and actually got me, but I would have recovered there. Then you can see again, same thing. But now I know in this situation, Griezmann, left foot finesse. Even though I know the danger area is down the wing, I know Griezmann can finesse on his left foot and he is bloody dangerous, right? So you can see straight away I'm being aggressive, right? But you see when I'm trying to go forward, I'm just taking a risk here. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe the guy was finessing the entire game. But you can see with Griezmann, I applied pressure. Then I'm using teammate contain to bring Koundé across. You see that? Now, maybe I should have switched a bit earlier. But you can see I'm going to switch now. And then I'm passing the responsibility along. So you see the main defender, I'm getting ready. So if Griezmann decides to do some sort of skill move, stop and turn or whatever, and do a finesse shot, that player is there. And I'm basically stopping my opponent from scoring a goal. So do you see how I'm basically squeezing my opponent with teammate contain? But you see, I'm not running out with my centre-back. I'm squeezing my player, doubling up to create a wall. But I'm not committing overly aggressive. I'm trying to show my presence, but I'm not running out with my centre-backs here. I'll show you one final example, actually. One more final example. So again, here, look, I'm just collecting a kick taker. I'm trying to get Llorente on the ball so I can do it. I mistimed my power shot here and I messed it up. But you can see, like here, I went for the ball and I made a mistake, okay? 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to get that ball, but the game just screwed me over. This is what I'm trying to say. Always be safe. If you're not sure, be safe. But I know with my ability defensively, I know if I've got one player, I think I'm fine. But you can see like here, I've lost the ball. I didn't know Neymar was going to bloody run forward like a maniac. So now I'm in trouble, right? So you can see when I'm running back with Llorente. But you can see I'm switching between teammate contain. I'm trying to decide, okay, I'm trying to close the gap as well and mark the key areas and then run back at the same time. So it looks like what I'm doing, you might see this a lot. You might be thinking, oh, am I just pressing? And what I'm doing is I'm running back with Llorente here and I'm stopping him from making that pass going backwards. I'm trying to run and apply teammate contain with both players. So I'm switching between them very, very quickly to get to them quickly. And you see when Llorente is close enough, I then let go of him, withdraw back, and then I apply teammate contain. Then I go to Koundé. Then I can move to the right-hand side. That way I can stop the pass going there, and I can stop the pass going wider. You see that? So with Koundé, I'm stopping the pass from going into that diagonal passage, and then Lorente is getting past with teammate contain, and then I can see the players making a running behind. So you see, I got to now track the player that's running behind, but I can offload teammate contain to Lorente, and then Patri, and then for example, like here, when I back's against the wall and I got to defend, then I'm not going to be running out my centre backs. But you see, I'm using my centre mids to help close the gaps out. But you can see when the ball gets played here, I'm not too sure. I'm just thinking, run to where the ball's going to be. That is the most important thing. Always run to where the ball's going to be. Then once where the ball's going to be, then I apply teammate contain, because I know that Kadioglu is covering this player. If this player was over here, I would not have taken a risk the player was over there, but because he's far away, I can do. Another top tier player here would be pressing the L1 button. So a really top tier player here would play for time, then flick the left analog stick, press the L1 button. That player makes a run, but that player is not doing that. And I can switch between them, close the gaps out. And you can see again, I'm seeing where Koundé is, closing the gap out here. Then I'm with Lorente. I know Dembele's turn, so now's my chance. But I realize I can't get the ball anymore because the ball is close to the RB. So now I got to change. Then I got to close the angle, the path of the through ball. And then I know there's an L1 triangle still imminent. So I need to run back as fast as I can. There at Patri, I'm using teammate contain to cover that gap over there. So I can't make the pass to the striker. Then with Tana, I'm trying to go over there. And then I'm trying to cover the angle. And then I win the ball back. So although it looks like random things are happening, this is what's happening. So you have to understand when to pull a player away and when to go forward. So if you're not too sure with teammate contain, let's say you want to mark a Trivela, then control 1 CDM or your center back yourself and use teammate contain to mark the person or apply pressure to the person in the Trivela or the finesse shot. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Just a bit more on aggressive defending. Thanks for watching. And of course, catch you next time. If you want to get better FC, come to my Patreon. So patreon.com/no guides, or you can click over here. If you don't give after 1 month, we'll refund your money, no guides guarantee. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Peace.